Hello there, Mike. It's Tomas. Well, I sure enjoyed our lesson the other day, and sorry about the little delay in getting it to you. I've been kind of stacked up here, but this is a pretty good lesson, a pretty good result. So I want to take you through it. First thing I'm going to do is to show you your original swing. This is the swing before we started doing anything, the way you came to me. So we'll keep this for posterity and refer back to it occasionally to see what the progress looks like. And wait till you see the progress from lesson one. It's pretty impressive. You're doing a great job, and you're gonna be way better golfer when we get done with you. So I'll just play this through. You've probably never seen your swing in super slow mo before, so I'll just play this through. We have the two views. The original swing in the caddy view meaning straight on, and then the original swing in the down the line view, meaning from behind, of course, looking at the target. So here's your swing in super slow-mo on the right here in the caddy view. Okay, is that what you thought you looked like? Well, okay, we're going to take a look now from the down the line view. I love super slow-mo. You can see everything. You're going to get to love it more after we fix some things about your swing. Okay, so let's draw some lines and picture and graphs here, and we can analyze what situation was with your old swing. This is one that's going to show us what your head and body movement is like during the swing. We'll start off with this one on the caddy view. So you start out really good. I mean, except for the fact that this arm is already bent, you start out pretty good. Your head stays nice and steady. Your body stays centered over the ball. Remember, we talked about keeping that body centered over the ball, especially the upper center, which is up here in the thorax, or loosely referred to as the head. That is going to help make it possible to get back and hit the same spot on the ground every time, that spot being in front of the ball, hopefully. So look what happens right at this point in your swing. See, everything prior to that was fine. At this point, you can see this arm starts bending and your head starts moving. Your whole body starts traversing to the right here in the swing. You're also standing up. As you can see, your head is moving up and out of that circle. Your arm is forming a C here. So at the very top of the backswing, you're already your top center has already moved back, and you've stood up. Okay, so let's keep going here. So remember, all of that we're talking about here has to do with what we consider the basic of always being able to hit the ground in the same spot each time. That's the stuff we're working on here. And look at, your head never comes back to where it started. So obviously it's behind the ball. Chances are that you're going to hit behind the ball, especially if you've already released your wrists here. And you can see you've already released your wrists. At this point, the club should still be out facing this way, and we'll look at that in the back view as well. But here you can see this left arm. This is at impact. There's the impact position. At the impact position, look at what's happened here. We have this. That's your impact position, okay? And your hips have slid forward. That's good. But your weight stayed back. So we want the hips to slide forward, but we want the weight to move forward there. Your head did stay back. I like that. But of course, it's back further than where it started. So we're either going to start you with your head further back so that you can keep it there, or we're going to, well, we'll work on it from there. But you see what the issues here are. And then at this point, your arm is completely bent here, and your arm's completely bent here, and your head is still back. You're putting all your weight on the right side as opposed to having your weight on the left side, which is where it should be for proper downward contact into the ball. Okay? You see, this is what we call the chicken wing effect. Chicken wing effect, you bend your left arm in order to accommodate, to keep the club from crashing into the ground, because you moved back, your center moved back, you flipped your hands, and so you got to do something to keep that club from hitting the ground before the ball. And what most people do is to do this chicken wing where they bend their left arm and pull up out of the shot, and that causes a number of chaotic results. Okay. All right, so now we'll get back to impact position here. All right, now we're going to move over here. We're going to draw a couple lines here. This is where you start with your head there. This is your spine inclination at that point. And what we'd really like to see as you go through the swing is to have a shoulder turn that's basically perpendicular to the inclination of your spine. So let's see what happens here. Alright, so once again, right at the beginning, everything is real steady. Your shoulders are turning, but you can see that this left shoulder is lifting up a little as opposed to staying down in a perpendicular slant to the angle of your spine. Your spine angle actually went down a little bit there, but it's pretty close. It's not bad at this point. You see, your arm is actually kind of straight at that point, but it's right here where you stop left tilting enough so that that arm has to bend. You have to start standing up, as you can see you're doing there. You can see how high your left shoulder is compared to your right versus the perpendicular line here. but not bad actually. From the back, it's not really that bad. And your head has not risen up too much. Now you're coming back down here. You see the way your hands are drifting in here, as opposed to coming straight down this way. You see how they're drifting this way out toward the mountains, and that's forcing that club to go to the outside. See, they didn't come straight down from the top. See how your whole body sort of turns and forces those hands to the outside. It's because you're leading with your hands. Most of the work that's being done is with your hands, and so that kind of forces the club to the outside. I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. But this view is much better than the other. You see the way the club is now. Remember when we looked at the distance that the club would be from the ball when you were coming down at this angle, as opposed to if this club was still back here, how much further it would be from the ball, how much more power potential you would have. But see down here, that club's coming from the outside across. So that club is traveling on a path going that way, you see what I mean? So in other words, going this way. That's the way the path of the club is traveling at impact. And the face is sort of pointed at the target. So if the path is this way and the face is at the target, that means the face is open to the path, and that's what we mentioned causes that right tilt on the backspin, and that's what causes the ball to go out to the right like it did, and to keep turning to the right as it goes. Also, right at this point, you can see you start once again pulling up because you didn't want that club to go into the ground. You see how your head is now pulling up out of the circle as opposed to staying down. But other than that, your inclination stays pretty good. So long as you're still inclined at the proper inclination here, right to this point, that's enough. Then you can start standing up. Of course, the ball's already gone, so we don't care what you do at this point. Well, we sort of do, but you know what I mean. So that's pretty good actually. We're gonna work on some of that stuff, and of course, what we did work on was the drill. And so let me bring up the drill here. Let's see. First I wanted to show you the rehearsal that you did on the drill. This was the rehearsal without any ball involved. We'll get to the point. Watch this now. This you did almost perfect when you were rehearsing. That's why I wanted to show it to you. See how straight that arm is there? See how straight that arm is? Let's go back here to where you're in the same spot in this swing. Look at that. Now, which one looks like a golfer? This is beautiful. It's great. Your weight's on the left side. Your arm is straight. Okay, so let's keep playing this. Very nicely done. You really learned this drill well, and I know it's hard to learn it and to do it. So got to keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. You come back down through here. Looking really good. Look at that. See how important it is, this drill? I mean, to learn this, that's impact position right there. Look at this. Look at this. Whoosh. Bam. Solid. Look at that. That's a golfer there compared to this guy over here. Who hired him? Alright, there's impact position there. Which guy would you rather be here, huh? Look at that. Fabulous, fabulous. If we put this same little man here around you in this drill. When you get back, look at this. Look at your head. Look at that. Huh? Now, the one thing that you do have an issue with that we're going to talk about in the next lesson is that right there. You see how you have a tendency now at this point in the drill, and especially with no ball there, you're capable of keeping your head solid over the ball until after you've moved. But you see a tendency to have your whole body then move forward. So instead of just having your hips move forward, that's the tuck hips thing in the 10 words that I gave you. So we gotta get this so that your head stays back and your hips tuck in underneath, and that has to do with right tilting here. So, but we'll work on that. But let me show you now. Let me show you what you did when you actually had a ball there, which was still very good. You really did a good job of learning this drill. So here it is with the ball. Come on. Come on, swing. Okay. There you go. Okay, this is with the ball here. Ball always makes people nervous, but look how steady your head stays. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's really good. That's really well done. And then impact. Boom. Huh? See, now when the ball's there, you have a tendency just to do that, to bend that arm just a little. But that's pretty darn good. That's pretty close to being straight on. You see your arm, you'd have done a little flipping. Everybody does this. They try and flip it so that they can get the ball up in the air. But you gotta remember, you gotta trust that hitting down on the back of that ball is gonna get it up in the air anyway. You see, in this case, you hit a little bit behind where the ball was. See the club go into the ground just behind where the ball was, as opposed to just in front. And that has to do with this little flip here. So you gotta trust that if you keep that left arm straight and your wrist straight, that you're going to hit down on the back of the ball and then into the ground. But that's pretty good. That certainly is better than this over here, right? Look at where that club hit on the ball on the ground in back of the ball right there, and then you're flipping it up. Okay, so there's the difference between you hitting a ball with the drill versus you hitting a ball originally. Look at that. That's a golfer right there. That's impact. All right, nice going. Nice going. Very, very nice. Look at that. Look at that versus this. Huh? No chicken wing there. Perfect. All right, very good. So let's look at your swing then after we got done with the lesson. Full swing after caddy. Left side. Alright, so this is when you took a full swing at it after we got done with the lesson, after you had practiced that drill a few times. So you'll be able to see what a tremendous difference it makes to have that drill in your head. Put your little guy around you here. Look at that. Now this is where you went haywire before we started this whole thing. But look how much longer you can stay in that circle. That's this left arm is staying straight. Then it starts bending a little. So you have the tendency to still do that. So we're going to work on that move right there from when you get to the point where you can't maintain that left arm. That's when you got to start really left tilting and extending in order to keep that head steady when you get all the way back here in your backswing. See how much you've stood up here. Other than that, though, look, your hips have turned about 45 degrees. Your shoulders have turned about 90 degrees. That's great. And coming back down. See, now you're starting to get the feel for what that should look like on the way down versus when your original swing is. See how unsteady and bent over you were in the original swing. This looks like much more athletic here, so that's good. Your head still stayed behind where it was to begin with. We may change to start out that way as opposed to. So that's impact after the work in the with the drill. This is impact before. So you can see we're making progress. Making progress. This looks like you look so much stronger here, don't you? And of course you have made great contact. Look at this contact with the ball on the left. The contacts the ball and then the ground. Huh? Like a pro. Just like a pro. And remember, that ball really went well. Really flew well. Okay? So that's great. That is just great. As opposed to here hitting in back of the ball and then coming up. So that's great. You're hitting on the downswing. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, we'll take one last look at what you look like going down the line here. Oops. Get rid of that. Alright, so this is now what the swing looks like as you're looking down the line. This is after. These are shots that you hit after the lesson and after you had practiced that drill. Really nice, really nice. Keep your head. Look at how steady your head is right there. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Nice. You bending the left knee, straightening the right knee. Let me bring up the original version of your swing from down the line so we have something to compare it to. See how you're keeping your back knee bent? That kept your hips from turning. Look at the difference there. Huh? Look at the difference there. That's fabulous. Fabulous. There's the top. Huh? Nice. Now you see how you see this move right here where you're coming over the top? See that? See that move with your hands? Right from there over there. Everything is moving this way. That's what's causing you still to swing from the outside. Now you did it here in spades. See, your whole body is forcing the club to the outside here. That's why it comes in from the outside. You're lucky it didn't hit the hosel there and shoot it up to the right. But in this case, you're coming. See, you're staying more from the inside. Look at that. Look at the difference here. Look at that. Remember we talked about what the club at 90 degrees, how far it was, or at parallel to the ground, how far it was from the ball. Here it's very close to the ball. Here, when it gets to the ground, it's much better. You see the difference? So we still have to get this back just a little ways so that it's coming more from the inside toward the ball. This one, you come from the outside, it goes out past the ball and then back in and across. On this side, it's getting better, 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 better. You see that's coming from the inside? Nice, nice. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Face was a little bit open at impact, but we'll work on that. It just came just a tiny bit from the outside. That forced the ball over to the right, but it was a solid hit, as I recall. Okay. And there's a good difference. This one, you got this feel from the drill. Very nice. See here, all your weight's back here on the left side, on the right side. Here, your weight is forward. Your hips have turned. This is starting to look really good. Nice going, Mike. Very, very nice. Okay. Well, there you go. That's lesson 1. Get out there and practice that drill. My schedule next week is I'm working on Monday and Wednesday, but not till Wednesday night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think they're all available. So why don't you let me know what your schedule is, and we'll see. If we're gonna do Tuesday, I'd prefer to do morning because I could play a match in the afternoon. But uh, other than that, I don't work till like 5 o'clock on Wednesday, so we could do anytime Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Okay, so just you can let me know. You can text me like you did, and let me know, or just give me a call, and we'll set something up. All right, thanks again, Mike, for signing up with me and letting me coach you for a while here and work on your swing. And I'm sure this is going to work out great. You're doing a great job. Okay, see you soon. Bye.